biggest thing you guys are trying to dial in before the playoffs starts?
I think everything. I think if you look at the power play, it's been good. I think we want to improve the penalty kill. We want to improve chances against, chances for. This is just a time where, as players, you're just extremely focused on doing whatever you can to get your game going to the point it needs to be at. And as a team, you just want to be playing the best hockey of the year. And for us, it's playing fast, breaking pucks out, being good on the forecheck, execution, and just details. So, we're pretty focused on all areas, but I think we're focused on our identity as well, and what makes us successful, and doing those things and making sure that we're taking care of that here in the last 11.
How does the PK need to improve?
I just mean our game overall needs to improve, and the PK is a part of that. The PP is a part of that. Just so happens the PP is hot right now. I think it's just a matter of details, just like our 5-on-5 game. It's not anything in particular. It's just a matter of execution and details, and commitment to playing within the structure and executing what we're trying to do out there.
How much more comfortable are you with Brandon from the first Colorado game till now?
Yeah, a lot more comfortable. I've really enjoyed playing with him. It's been good. I think we've built it to a point where we feel pretty good about what we're doing, but obviously understand that as a pairing we want to be really reliable for the team, and move the puck and have good gaps and do all that stuff, break the puck out, and we're going to continue to work at it. But it's been a lot of fun playing with him so far.
From your perspective, what has been working on the power play?
Well, I don't know. I think that they're moving the puck really well. Obviously, entries are important, and I think once they get in there, they're able to help each other out by using, soft areas of the ice, and there's a lot of skill out there, a lot of talent, and I think when they work together and they're able to execute, they're obviously very dangerous.
When you played these guys last time, you guys were in the middle of a crazy schedule, kind of going on the road, going back. Now here you kind of have to get adjusted to the time change. What's that challenge like coming in?
It's not too bad. I think, what's ahead of you when you look at the schedule, and we came in yesterday, we had a chance to skate this morning, so I think we'll be ready to go. There's no reason for us not to be prepared to play, and to be ready to compete. This is a skilled young team that obviously gave us a tough time last time we played them, so we'll be ready to go.
What's there most about celebrating that one game?
Lots. I think he's a really good player. Him and Smith both. I think his game looks and feels mature. He competes hard. Obviously very skilled, and so he has a bright future for sure.
I don't know if you know this, but power play opportunities are the lowest they've ever been.
Ours?
No,
or just in general?
League-wide.
Okay.
Is that something you guys have talked about? And
No.
Do you have any theories why that is?
No, I didn't know that. I know that our power play in particular is high up there since the Four Nations break, and has been playing well and been impactful for us in recent games. In terms of what's going on, trends around the league, I'm not sure there's a rhyme or reason.
11 games to go, Craig. What do you see as the biggest thing you want to dial in with your team before?
Consistency with our game, night in, night out, playing solid hockey, our identity, make sure we're checking and doing things the right way. I think consistency.
How much can you learn about your team or your lineup in this stretch, or do you pretty much feel like you got a handle on it?
I don't know if we ever think we got a handle on anything, but we kind of, you always go game to game. There's always things that you play a game, even last game, and there's things you want done better. That's coaching, I think. We're not satisfied with your game. You're always trying to improve it, and I think going down the stretch here, that's just something we got to keep banging away at. I think you're always still tinkering with lines, different things like that, but also our game, trying to hone it in, trying to improve in certain areas, special teams have got to be good. The power play is going well. PK's been better, but we got to keep banging away at the PK because that'll be crucial.
What do you see as an area of improvement on the PK specifically?
Well, there's the little things. I think, you look at, just for example, face-offs, and you win a draw, your clears, getting it down the ice, your clears on breaking a puck up in in the D zone on a PK, getting the clears. Those clears are important. And just structure-wise, just sticking with the structure, and you always make little adjustments against power plays, depending on what they're doing. But, just simple things like that, blocking shots around our net, being good around our net in a PK. Those things are very important down the stretch.
What did you learn about the Sharks team earlier this year?
They got a lot of skill. Their power play's clicking too. Their power play's been really good lately. The last 10 games, I think it's running like a 28% clip. It's pretty high. Celebrini is a real good player. He's going to be, and the Smith kid. They got some guys that can scoot and make plays, and they're talented players. So you can't come in here and take anybody lightly, including this team. We got to check well. We got to be on our toes. We got to be good, solidly defensively, and manage the hockey puck. I think sometimes you tend to get a little loose sometimes, coming in here or other buildings where the teams aren't in the playoffs and where they're at in the standings, and you try to do too much with the puck, and you end up turning it over in bad areas and not playing to the identity, and that's going to be key tonight, playing to our identity.
How much do you lean into the Sharks going into your building and getting a win?
Yeah, well, go back to that game. We're up 2-0. We scored 2 PP goals, I believe. We didn't generate a ton 5-on-5 against them, and I know we were a little bit gassed, but they came back in that game and ended up winning in a shootout. This team's not going to give up. They play with a lot of juice. They're excited, this team. Even though where they're at in the standings, they got good young players coming. They got a new identity. They're feeling good. They're playing, and they're going to play us hard tonight.
When you're playing against a younger team and you only see them twice a year, that could be a little bit unpredictable as well. Does that make it a little bit more difficult to plan this?
No, it does, and that's why we got to focus on our game and do what we do best as a team. And we got to just focus on that. Yeah, there's things we look at what the Sharks do in certain situations and things like that, but it's about us tonight and about us, putting our foot on the gas here from the get-go, playing our game.
Macklin's sort of the headline guy, of course, over there, but of course, seeing the Sharks recently, any of the other young players kind of stand out, like you mentioned Will Smith or Mukmadul, or just any of those other guys stand out to you?
Yeah, like guys I talked about, Celebrini really stands out to me. I think this guy's going to be a real good player. I think he's dynamic.
How much have you been kind of leaning into the whole rest element with how much there's been the road games and now coming in for feel like a late start here between now and the playoffs to just kind of preserve everybody for
You mean like resting guys?
Well, just like not resting guys that play, but just leaning into taking practices off.
Well, we just flew out yesterday. We had no practice after that game. We got an early flight and come out here early to get acclimated a little bit and get outside and long flight like that. I think it was 5 hours and 40-minute flight. I mean, it's a long way. And then, you got to play today, so that's why we decided to do that. But yes, you're right. It's important to manage the rest here and where guys are at. And you got to communicate with your players and your leaders on that stuff too, where they're at, how they're feeling and things like that. And also you got to make sure you get practice time in too to stay sharp.
How confident are you that Max Pacioretty can play for you guys in the playoffs?
Pretty confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming along.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
All right.